Glight. I'm Ayodele Uzubakun, sitting in for Femi Akonde. Today, loyalty, ambition, and democracy collide as a powerful political movement faces its biggest test yet. Who decides the future? The crowd or the process? And can unity survive the pressure of personal politics? Today, the battle lines are being drawn, not between political parties just yet, but within a movement that helped reshape Nigeria's political conversation in 2023. The obedient movement has become a major force, mobilizing young voters and redefining political engagements. But now, as a new coalition takes shape under the African Democratic Congress, ADC, tough questions are emerging. The national coordinator of the obedient movement says the group will support whoever emerges as a presidential candidate of the ADC. But many obedients are pushing back, insisting the ticket should go to Peter Obi. No negotiations, no contests. To them, anything else is unacceptable. Others disagree, warning that handing over the ticket on a platter undermines the very democratic ideals the movement claims to stand for, and the stakes are high. If Peter Obi doesn't clinch the ADC tickets, some obedients are already threatening to walk away from the coalition. So is this emotion over strategy? Is this loyalty turning into pressure? And what's about the point? What point that demand begin to look like political autocracy? There's also the bigger question. Can Peter Obi truly withstand the political machinery of Atiku Abubakar in a crowded coalition space? And if the ADC road closes, is a return to the Labour Party an option? Or is that bridge already burnt? To unpack all this, we are joined tonight by the national coordinator of the obedient movement, Dr. Yunusa Tanko. Thank you for coming on the studio.
Thank you very much for having me, Ayo.
It's been a while.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, after the 2023 election, after the litigation surrounding it got to the Supreme Courts, so a lot of people saw the crisis that went on within the Labour Party, but there's still this movement that was able to say we are different from the Labour Party and stood alone. And it's like the face of Peter Obi. Tell us more about this obedient movement.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let me quickly correct you on your intro. I think the intro that you referred to was an interview I granted to Channels Television. And then, of course, when I said my statement, it was very clear that we as a movement are totally, unequivocally supporting Mr. Peter Obi. And at the same time, as Democrat, because the question was trying to malign Peter Obi as a nomadic politician. So and I said that, look, we will fight and deal with the issue democratically. And that's where we stand. The obedient movement is fully for His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi. Fully. And so any decision that he takes is what we will follow. Right from the beginning, we made it very, very clear. So the contest was quite divisive. It was almost trying to put somebody into trouble. So
some of his members, some of his supporters will say the movement is even beyond Mr. Peter Obi.
Of course, it is because the target is we are out for good governance. Nothing more, nothing less. You're talking about a movement that abhor or disdain with a lot of wrongdoing in the society. The Nigerian youths are looking very clearly at a roadmap that can give a credible person that will run for elections. And very clearly, they are against any form of transactional primaries that will bring in some of the things that they have been kicking against right from the beginning. So, because they are against corruption, they are against stealing, they are against any bad governance, and anything that will lead to that particular thing, the obedient movement is totally against it.
A lot of people will say you are raising this alarm because you know you don't stand any chance within the ADC. You are talking about transactional primaries, and they've not even laid the framework for primary. INEC they've not even given officially, published the 2027 roadmap to 2027 election. Now, they've not even kicked anything off, you are talking about the primaries.
Let
and
me-
a lot of people said it's because you know that there's no how you can beat the behemoth called Atiku Abubakar within the ADC.
So the question I would want you to reframe is this. What about if Peter Obi wins the primary?
A lot of people,
Fine. What you will see, let me help you in answering
it will be
that
described
question.
as an upset.
Let me help you in answering. What you will see is credible and uproar. Even before the election take place, you will see an uproar of the people.
Is it doing
You will see
within
an
the party?
uproar
Is it
of-
doing its own
even
work?
within the party, you will see the uproar of the people. You will see the people nationally and internationally chanting the sound of Peter Obi. And what you will end up seeing is credible elections because the right candidate has emerged. What you will see somebody who is a manager of resources, and that is Peter Obi. What you will see is somebody who has credibility, somebody who was able to leave 130 million US dollars in the coffers of Anambra State. And he left also about billions of naira, he left about 36 billion, if I'm correct, 36 billion naira into the coffers of Anambra. There is no governor, except for Musa Yar'Adua, who left 5 billion naira. And that is the kind of person that you will see. You will see a unifier. This country, since after the Civil War, we've had issues. You will see a unifier in Peter Obi. You will see somebody who is able to energize the base. You will see people who...
I've visited Anambra State several.
Yes,
I've
of
visited
course.
Oka.
And
There's no big deal. There's nothing.
no.
I've visited Oka.
Ayo. Just
I've
like
been to
you, me
Anambra
and
State
you,
as if
me and you.
you are talking as if you solved all the problems in Anambra State.
Yes, because basic things that need to be put in place were put in place by Peter Obi. You can't deny it. I was in Anambra. You are my friend. I cannot lie to you. You know it. I don't. It's consistent. Peter Obi make sure that every network of road in Anambra was network. So can you deny that?
What's Soludo
If
doing
you
now?
also put...
What's the governor after him? Obiano,
How many governors have left after him?
Yes, two.
So then you cannot compare what he was when he was. Look, Ayo, I'm talking about a governor who has a Hausa man as his ADC from Kano, my state. How many governors in Nigeria to today has that? That is unification. I'm talking about a governor who was able to make sure that power supply is everywhere in Anambra State. You cannot deny that. And we are looking for such kind of character that can translate that particular good governance into the national level. That's what we are looking for. We're not asking for anything. We're only asking for good governance in Nigeria. And we're asking for somebody who has been able to prove up till today. How can somebody keep so much money that he can steal? And he is also telling you that you don't pay people. You don't pay people in order to administer good governance to them. It is not done. And so when he wants to go into a primary, he goes into it cleanly. And then he will expect a transparent, free, and fair elections.
Peradventure, if he doesn't clinch that ticket.
That was why I was asking you that question. Peradventure, if he wins, what would you do? Would the other person
will he
support
agree
him?
to be a deputy to Atiku Abubakar?
No. Now, I asked you the same question. What about if he wins? Would they all rally around him?
They should.
Exactly. So that's what we are working on. We are determined to make sure that that particular ticket comes to Mr. Peter Obi, and we will work for it.
What if it doesn't come?
That is what I said. What about if it comes?
Will you fall back to the Labour Party?
We are not nomadic. We are Democrats. We are not nomadic. We know what is rightfully ours. Look, why would you shop for another when you have a credible candidate? Why would you waste your time? Peter Obi is not a candidate for primaries. Let me explain to you. Peter Obi is a candidate for general election and he will win.
So are you advocating
Don't waste your time.
They should just come into a consensus and just choose Peter Obi?
People are even saying...
the primaries...
Look, as we speak, Ayo, the country is enjoying the unification of Southern and Northern presidency for 8-year rotation. Now we are having, unconstitutionally though, now we are having a Southern presidency. How credible would you look like when in the middle of that 4 years, you take away the Southern presidency and take it to the North? It's unfair. In fact, we should be advocating for fairness for every zone to have that opportunity of leading this country.
But the individual
it helped the unity.
Atiku Abubakar is saying that I will just spend one time and hand over to Peter Obi.
Peter Obi said he's going to do 4 years in order to complete the 4 years tenure of the southern states. That is what he said.
Will he not end up shifting the goalposts in the middle of the match?
That is where the credibility comes from. Peter Obi is a talk-and-do person. He talks and he does it. And I give you an example because I have tested him myself. The story was this. We had a mosque in Kano, Triumph Mosque. In Triumph Mosque, there were some issues that needed to be done. So Peter Obi made a promise during this Ramadan fast, and that gave me the opportunity to speak to our brothers. Peter Obi had done boreholes. Peter Obi had done Ramadan fast. Peter Obi has given Almajiri school children money. People have gone to nursing school. Every day he does that as a philanthropist, not as a politician. That's just by the way. And in that particular case,
the power brokers, the cornuts, don't take him serious.
And that is where
that's reflected in the last results of the last election.
No, that was the last election. And you know that even in the last election, we won it. Apart from the manipulation that took place.
No, you can't substantiate
that.
No,
we can.
You can't.
We can.
You can't. You went as far as Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said, you didn't win the election. You weren't even the runner-up in that game.
Do not let us be dilly-dallying on this
fact.
No,
we're talking about facts here, not beer parlor talk.
Beer parlor talk is different
the Supreme Court of Nigeria, he got to Supreme Court.
That is the justice of this particular situation which we are trying to change. Leave that matter. Leave that matter. At the moment now, when you look at
you won that 2023 election.
Oh, sure. Even those who were against us before came out and confirmed it. I'm referring to Malam Nasiru El-Rufai, who gave an authentic result, which you know that all of the one that was done in the IRF was completely a Bangladesh.
Me, I don't know.
Oh, well, if you don't know, but we know.
I was at the coalition center throughout till the result was announced.
If we now you know, at this moment, at this point in time, it is very, very clear that the Peter Obi presidency will energize Nigeria back to life. Like the way we are now, poverty has ravaged this country to a point that people cannot even eat 3 square meals. You know it. Everybody knows that. Are we going to continue in this particular corrupt system that all of us are looking for a succor? And then we believe that a Peter Obi leadership will help in unifying this country because he is a manager of resources. Up to today, they are still looking for any way in what to find out whether Peter Obi was corrupt or not. And up to today, they have not found. Because it's clear that if somebody can leave such a $130 billion dollars and 300
without building any schools, without building schools,
yeah, no, would he have?
You left the most essence of living money
without those schools that you mentioned. Go and see it. Apart from the fact that maybe those of you who are trying to find out whether he built school, we have proved it beyond reasonable doubt that he has built schools. Not only has he built school, he has revamped school. I was with him to a school before he was just passing. Before he goes into that particular school, the rowdy reception that greeted Peter Obi shook me out of my bones because I was wondering, what is it that they are shouting? Because he has been able to impart knowledge. Do you know that it was only Peter Obi as a governor in Nigeria that every head boy in that school have a full number of Peter Obi? They can call him directly. Up to today, tell me which governor has it. Because that way they can connect with him. And he provided computer and check all of the history of what Peter Obi in education is number 1. He took his children, we call him his children, from number what? Number 30-something, 26 to number 1 in WAEC. Confirm. That is Peter Obi. So why would you be looking for somebody who will be trying to find solution to problem when the solver has already been arrived? So we are not saying, look at me very well. I will never, ever promote a candidate when I know that he doesn't have the quality that I do.
Yes. If you look at the last election, if you look at the results, his popularity, you can't, his popularity in the southeast, you can't question it. His popularity in the south-south, you can't question it. Relatively, his popularity in the north-central, you can't question it. But the cornuts, the people that they have the bulk of the votes, that these are Muslims. These are people that they don't even reckon with Peter Obi in any way.
Does a Muslim buy bread cheaper than a Christian or a Southerner?
It's just the voting pattern.
Does a Muslim insecurity that is ravaging the North, has it advanced the Northerner? Is that their economic well-being has improved at the moment? They are looking and they are watching. As of today, no state of the Federal Republic of
Nigeria garner more votes there.
As of today, I'm not boasting. There is no state that you will not meet the obedient movement, and they are moving in numbers. As of today, right here I am. If you test me, I can make calls and then you confirm. Existing members who are tired of this particular Machiavellian way of leadership, who are tired of these rules of hunger, who are tired of these killings that are taking place in their own domain. Almost in everyday basis in the north, people are being killed. I have been there. It's my own zone. I'm from Kano State, a proud one as a dad. And I know exactly what my people are suffering at the moment now.
Is your movement popular in Kano State?
Come again?
Is your movement popular in Kano State?
I just told you, if you want me to make calls, then you will know whether I'm popular or not.
What did you get to Kano State in the last election?
No, I didn't vote in Kano.
No, as in the presidential election.
No, I didn't vote in Kano State. In
Labour Party.
Of course. Are you saying the one that they allocated to us?
I'm not aware that
anybody
allocated anything.
They allocated
you can't substantiate it.
I'm telling you. But I told you, I gave you a reference.
You went to court.
I gave you a reference.
From the tribunal level, Court of Appeals, Supreme Court.
I gave you a reference. I didn't create any story from anywhere. I gave you a reference. You can make reference to it and see. So I voted in Abuja, and I won 8 of my polling units. 8. But now, because of the heavy popularity of Peter Obi, and I wanted to showcase my own strength back at home, I'm taking my polling unit back to my village, which I have started already. And by the grace of God, we are going to win.
In Kano?
I'm from Kura local government in Kano State. So take a record of it. My mother is from Kobo local government, and we are residing in Yakase. My family is residing in Yakase. So I'm a full bona fide indigene of Kano State. And a proud one, I keep on saying. So, Ayo, we are not playing. We are serious. We want to take Nigeria back to its roots. Greatness. Accommodation.
You talked about
Glandor.
Your proprietor talked about structure of criminality, talked about APC having structure of criminality, having structure that's, in 2023. Now he has decided to join ADC, where you have the Rotimi Amechis, David Mark, the so-called people he has been referred to as corrupt politicians. So why, the inconsistency? A lot of people felt that he would have waited in that Labour Party and contested within the Labour Party.
It takes only one soul to change a whole nation. Jesus Christ was one, and then Muhammad Sallallahu was one. Each and every of these particular prophets, I'm not equating Peter Obi to any prophet, please, so that nobody can misquote me. I'm only saying a good soul. They chanted a cause and a message was sent. And that message was acceptable by a lot of people. So this message has already been accepted. And people can change. And this message has already been accepted by a whole lot of Nigerians, especially the Nigerian youth. So everybody knows that Nigeria cannot triumph as a country when you cannot produce. You are only consuming. And you've taken so much debt as a leader unaccounted for. If you are taking the debt for productive purposes, it's another thing entirely. But you are taking the debt for corruption. You are not servicing or subsidizing production. You are only consuming even the money that you have. How can you account for it? The stealing and the stealing. Nigeria is not poor. Nigeria is not a poor country at all. It's not that we were stolen to poverty.
A lot of people will say, Peter Obi, you want to rule the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Even within the crisis, within the PDP in Anambra State, it was edged out of the politics of PDP in Anambra State. The same thing happened in Abga. It couldn't resolve the crisis. The same thing happened in Labour Party. It couldn't resolve the crisis. It left the party factionalized. So if you can't resolve a crisis as, the flag bearer of the Labour Party, you couldn't resolve the crisis there. You've gone to ADC. A lot of people will say, look, within a political party, if you don't have solution to that problem, you want to rule the whole country. How possible is it?
Let me start with the Labour Party.
Yep.
You are all a witness. Every effort that I was witness to by His Excellency, starting from reconciliation and meetings with the leaders of the party, meeting with the party leadership and all of that, all of them were done by His Excellency. I was a witness. Then come about the influence of the ruling party, who had the hands of Esau trying to manipulate. We saw results. We saw how the former governor and former chairman or were dilly-dallying with somebody. We saw it all. And there was a kind of agreement that anywhere that Peter Obi is contesting, the target is that operation, make sure that Peter Obi does not have a ticket. That was the operation. And then when he tried everything possible to reconcile, they made it clear that if he even attempts, he will not get that party reconciled. And at the end of it all, even the Supreme Court you just mentioned, the Supreme Court made pronouncements as regard to the Labour Party leadership. But it was adhered to? No. To justify my statement, it was after Peter Obi has left the Labour Party that the Labour Party was reinstated according to the rulings of the Supreme Court. Can you justify that? How do you explain that? And the same thing in all other political parties.
Want to dabble into the internal crisis of any political party, saying that the political party must be able to,
deal with internal matter.
Themselves, internal matter, internally.
And they did. Yes. They did according to constitution of the party. But the INEC did not find it interesting or justifiable to resolve the matter when Peter Obi was there and announced Nandi until when he left. These are facts. This is on the open market. So that would tell you.
So you are saying that there
sure.
are fifth columnists.
Of course,
in the crisis.
In all of the crises there were. In all of the crises. And he, as a past leader.
So if Atiku Abubakar stops him from getting the ticket of ADC now, you ascribe that to the job of fifth columnist too.
When Atiku, I am telling you, Atiku Abubakar is a leader, is a father. He will not even join in that shenanigans because he knows that.
He said he wants to contest. He said he's not stepping up for anybody.
To me, as I'm telling you, yes, of course, he has a right. But he also has a right also to anoint somebody. Don't you think so? He can. It is within his own fundamental right as a father who wants to win. Winning does not mean ordinarily I have to be the one. Winning can be me, Ayo, taking you as a candidate and say, Ayo, go and win for us because I know you are capable.
Dr.
It is possible.
As a political correspondent for over 20 years,
yes.
I can tell you that Atiku Abubakar will not anoint Peter Obi.
You are challenging him.
He will not anoint Peter Obi.
You are just challenging him.
For sure.
You are just challenging him.
He wants that
ticket.
He
will disappoint you by the grace of God.
His last chance.
We pray. We pray he disappoints you in the cause of God.
He will not.
We pray he disappoints you. Because it is the issue of Nigeria. It's not about the individual. It's about Nigeria.
So
Nigeria is in a very dying state at the moment.
So are you confirming that there are talks now to reach out to Atiku to step down?
Every day, politicians meet and they discuss. Every day, every second. Because the fact still remains that, are you talking about a country that already jingling onto a masterminded one-party state and you think everybody is happy about it? No. And they must talk to each other. If they really want to get this Nigerian out of the wood, the Nigerian people, the poor people on the street are looking up to them.
So ultimately, even though it becomes a private barrier, how do you want to wrestle power with it? The last time I checked, APC with over 30 governors, they have all the National Assembly, they have all the apparatchik and everything. So what do you intend to do?
As of last count in Wadometer, the population of Nigeria is about 200 million people, if I'm wrong. 200 million people. 93 or 98 million people registered as voters in the last election. And out of it, only less than 25 million people voted for the last election. And then the president, assumedly, won with a lot of...
He won.
Assumedly, without conceding to any facts, we say, okay, fine, based on that. With 8 million, you say, and then you allocated resources to Peter Obi 6 million and 6 million, and when we know we had more than 10 million. The truth is this: you do the mathematics. 1/4 of the total population of registered voters did not even vote. At this point, with the Peter Obi candidature, I can tell you will have over 51%. I've been modest.
Turnout.
Is
that possible?
Very possible. You will have more than 51% turnout of population coming out because he is an energizer. He excites people anywhere he goes. Even within an area where there are stones, Peter Obi arrive and say, I'm Peter Obi. Everybody turn to human being and then they carry all this. So that is how he is. He's been loved by a lot of people. It's God's grace. To be humble, it's God's grace. And that is a sign for anybody. So I am saying that we are asking every member, every obedience in this country and in diaspora, go out and register with the ADC as a party so that you can administer what you preach. It is only at that point you can be able to vote and be voted for. Internal primary and all of that can take place with you. So that at that time, you will be able to sell your candidates and tell the people that this is the best candidate that Nigeria has ever produced as of this time around for us to win this election and take Nigeria back. It will be a thing of joy for every Nigerian and every person around the world to see a triumphant Nigeria that can produce, that can secure its country, that can make sure that people are not being taxed unnecessarily. Talking about Nigeria that can as well have a credible person. So when he goes out of the country, they will see him and revere him.
What you're assuring us now is that Obi must be on the ballots for 2027.
I am humbly asking and really moral suasion that we are presenting and selling a credible candidate.
If not ADC, another party. It must be on the ballots.
We are moral suasion because if you use your word, that is not an acceptable word in politics. Okay. You will talk to people. You will get their people. That's why you see Peter Obi, no matter how rich he is as a person, you will never see him abusing person. Even if you abuse him, he goes to you and talk to you and appeal to you. Those things that you do not know of him, he brings it out to bear. Something happened recently. We were arguing. And I've never seen a pious leader that I've seen like that. We were arguing. He was arguing with me, and I'm arguing with him, and all of us are right. And do you know what he did? He said, Tanko, you are right. I apologize. I've never seen that kind of leadership. I have worked with a lot of people. I have worked, Yunusa Tanko, I have worked with a lot of people. He told me, he said, Tanko, you are right. And I apologize. That is the kind of leadership we are looking for. Not people who always feel as if they are more above any other person, that any other position is not right or not correct. That is not Peter Obi. So, Nigerians, get ready for a good president. Vote Peter Obi. Make sure he wins the primary. Make sure that he gets the leadership.
You're using my platform to campaign for
Yes, please, because you invited me here.
I want to thank you, Dr. Yunusa.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. We hope to have even your candidates one of these days.
One of these days, you will like. You know why I like coming here? Yeah. It's a fire for fire. It gives me the right to espouse myself correctly. Right. And then it gives me room to tell the people that there's no opponent in this country. Only those who are opponent to Nigeria are those who are putting us in perpetual poverty. And we will be ready to fight for the result of that.
And that's our offering today on politics on Sunday. Join us next week for another